Hello, this is Riley from the future. This is the pattern that we'll be making in this video. It's pretty cool, and the cool thing about it is that you don't even need to take pieces out, which is something that I haven't seen anywhere else on the internet. Each time I try to look up checkerboard on a Megaminx, people will say you have to solve it into the checkerboard, but then you have to take out two edges and switch them. This one, you don't even have to take out two edges. You can just solve it with the way I showed in this video, and you'll get this pattern. It looks pretty cool. So in order to learn this really cool checkerboard pattern in the Megaminx, first you're going to need to know a few things, which will help later. I'll explain. The first thing you're going to need to know is how to do both U-perms on the Megaminx. The way I'm going to show you to do a U-perm on the Megaminx is pretty simple. For the first one, all you need to do is to take this first pair out of its slot right here. Then you need to do another U, so it's in the back right here. You need to take this back pair out of its slot, so it's like that. Reinsert this one, and then reinsert that one, and then do a U2 prime, and that will cycle these three back edges. And I can do that a few more times, just to go through each cycle, and there you go. And as you'd imagine, the reverse of this move does the opposite, cycling them in the opposite direction, and that cycles the edges when they're in the front three places right here. So that would be taking this back pair out first, moving it so it's here, taking this one out, replacing this one, and replacing that one. That's how you do a U-perm. The second thing you're going to need to know on Megaminx, which I'll also show you as well, is just how to move different corners around, like you would on PLL on Megaminx if you're using a 4-look PLL or something. Where if I wanted to do an A-perm and move these three in a 3 cycle, I could take this one out, replace this one with this one, and then replace that with this. And that's all intuitive. Like, I can see this one needs to go here, so I take it out, put it down here, replace it in that position, and this one needs to go right here, replace in that position, and so on. That's the second thing you're going to need to know how to do. That's all the extra knowledge that you need to have, and now we can get on to doing the pattern. The first thing you do when you start this pattern is you take this hand and you grab on to these corners like you're scrambling a Megaminx with WCA notation. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your right hand and you're going to grip this whole side of the Megaminx and you're going to move it down twice, like that. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to move the bottom twice in this direction, and you're going to keep doing that over and over again. Trust me, this really does work, until things will be starting to look more like a checkerboard, and you'll eventually get to something that looks like this, that's like almost a checkerboard but kind of unfinished. This is where the other stuff we learned comes into play. Next thing you're going to do is look for a side like this one where these edges are kind of in the wrong place. See, these would have to be purple and this one's green, so it needs to go over here on this side. You're going to rotate the whole side so that that edge is lined up with the side it needs to go to, and that should line up these other ones too. Yellow with yellow, purple with purple, blue with blue, and gray with gray, and whatever color scheme you're using. Next is you're going to look and you're going to see where the corners have to go. In this case, I can see that this corner has to go to this position, so it has to go to the left twice. So I'm going to bring it down, move it to the left twice, and then this one has to go to the left twice, and I'll just keep going to the left twice for all the corners. And once you do that for all 5 corners, you'll get your side permuted right. Next, you might have a side that looks like this, similarly to this one, except it might have all of these colors in place but not these other ones. So you're going to go through the same process. So I'm going to line up white with white, so this needs to go over here to the pink side, and everything else is lined up and good. So I see that this needs to go right twice instead. So I'm going to do the whole thing again, but this time we're doing it right twice instead of left twice. That'll get you your basic checkerboard pattern, and you'll get something that looks like this, where these 3 edges are not cycled yet, and these 3 edges are not cycled yet. This is where we use the U-perm that I showed at the beginning of the video. So we're here now, and this is where you need to cycle these 3 edges in order for this to look like a checker pattern. So in a U-perm, we can only cycle 3 edges that are in a top layer, so we have to move this edge, and this edge to this top layer up here. So we can do that by moving this side down, which brings this up, and moving this side up, which brings that up. Okay. Now we're going to turn the Megaminx so that those three edges are in the back positions right here, like the edges were when we did the U-perm at the beginning. Now we're going to do that U-perm, pretending that this is a pair and this is a pair, bringing that out and putting it back in and moving it twice so that we can move that down, and we get something that looks like this. Now these are not oriented yet the right way, so we need to do the same thing again. And this time if we pull this side down, and it should look like that, and that is good. Now we just need to do the same thing for this other side with these three edges. So I'll bring them up to the top layer, put them in the back 3 positions, cycle them once really quick, and there we go. There's the Megaminx pattern. So that's the video. It was pretty quick. I just thought of this. I was messing around with the Megaminx today, and I found this out today, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I thought I would share it with the internet because I literally can't find this same pattern or anything similar to this anywhere else on the internet. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, what can I say? But bye.